Hey there, and welcome to our deep dive into AI in real estate.
Yeah.
You've given us quite a stack of sources this time.
Yeah.
We've got learning roadmaps, industry reports. We've even got a look at real-world AI appraisals that are happening right now.
Right.
Looks like you're serious about getting ahead of the curve.
And that's smart because it seems everyone's feeling the AI wave these days. In fact, one of our sources mentioned that about 80% of professionals
Hmm.
are feeling new to AI. So you're definitely not alone.
It's true. Newbies, experts, it's all relative, right?
Right.
But it's exciting to see real estate embracing this new tech. So where do we even start with all this? We've got this artificial intelligence learning roadmap. It outlines like 10 steps.
Yeah.
Are we all supposed to become coding wizards by next week?
Not quite. The good
Yeah.
news is, for real estate professionals like yourself, we can really focus on what's most relevant. This isn't about becoming an AI engineer. It's about leveraging the power of AI to work smarter.
Okay, I love that. Speaking of working smarter, this report on 5 types of AI strategy really caught my eye. It breaks down some really interesting approaches.
Absolutely. And it's key to consider what your goals even are. Are you all about efficiency? Like automating those tasks like a pro?
Yeah.
Or maybe accuracy is more your thing, especially for valuations.
Right. And then there's also maximizing output. Productivity is king after all.
Right.
And of course, leveraging all that deep real estate knowledge that you've built up over the years, becoming like this AI-powered expert, that's got to be appealing.
And let's not forget about growth. Imagine using AI to expand your client base and market share. Exciting stuff.
Okay, so many possibilities. I'm already getting overwhelmed. Before we get lost in the AI jungle here, where do we even begin?
Well, one of the sources, How to Get Started with AI Workflow Automation, suggests that we start small.
Hmm.
It's about identifying that low-hanging fruit, those tedious tasks that AI can take off your plate entirely.
Like what? Give me an example.
Data entry is a classic one. Or generating basic reports. Imagine taking those off your plate entirely. That's time that you can then spend building relationships or focusing on more strategic decisions.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So start small. But then what? Where does this AI journey lead us in real estate?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Remember that industry setup report?
Yeah.
That one dives into some really cutting-edge applications, like AI-powered appraisals, for example.
AI doing appraisals, you're kidding?
No kidding, it's happening right now. There's a firm in Lancaster County, Red Rose Appraisals. They are already using AI for market analysis and valuations.
Wow, okay, now I'm seeing the potential here. But how does it actually work? Are we talking about replacing human appraisers entirely?
Not so fast. It's not about replacing expertise. It's more like giving appraisers superpowers. Think of it as AI augmenting their knowledge with these massive data sets, uncovering patterns and highlighting potential value, things that might be missed by the human eye.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. So it's more like having an AI partner, not an AI replacement.
Exactly.
But honestly, this all sounds pretty high level to me. What's a tangible example of an AI tool that I could use, say, today?
Well, you've probably heard of ChatGPT, right?
Who hasn't?
It seems like everybody's talking about it these days.
Yeah, but is it really all that useful for real estate specifically?
Absolutely. And it's surprisingly user-friendly. You could literally have a conversation with it, asking questions in plain English.
Yeah.
It can draft property descriptions, summarize market reports. It's like having an always-on assistant with real estate knowledge.
Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. ChatGPT seems almost too common these days. What about those other tools? We've got Claude.ai and Midjourney here, too. What's the deal with those?
Ah, I see you like to dig deeper. You're already thinking like an AI strategist. Claude.ai is great for handling more complex reports and analyzing data, while Midjourney can create stunning property visuals.
Hold on, property visuals, like marketing materials.
Exact.
Tell me more about this Midjourney.
Wait. Imagine this. You need to spice up your listings with some eye-catching visuals. Instead of hiring a designer, you could use Midjourney to create those images for you. It's AI generating high-quality graphics based on your input.
Wow, okay, that's next level stuff. So I've got AI assistants, AI appraisers, AI designers. Is there anything AI can't do in real estate these days?
That's the spirit. And the truth is we're only scratching the surface here. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go back to ChatGPT for a second. There's a feature that I think you'll find particularly interesting, especially as the brainstorming type. It's called Canvas.
Canvas. ChatGPT has a canvas. I feel so behind the times.
Yeah, it's relatively new. That's the thing about AI. Always evolving, always something new to learn. But Canvas, it's basically like a digital space where you can brainstorm ideas visually.
Okay, I need an example. I'm definitely a visual person.
Okay, so say you're trying to come up with a renovation plan for a property. You could actually use Canvas to sketch out different ideas, add notes, even get ChatGPT's input on potential ROI based on like current market data. It's really like having an AI brainstorming partner.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I can see how that would be super helpful, especially for visual thinkers like me. But ChatGPT aside, what about these other tools that we were looking at? Top tools listed a whole bunch of them, but I'm particularly curious about this one. It's called Reonomy. It sounded pretty
Oh
intense.
yeah, Reonomy. That's like a gold mine for data lovers. Imagine having access to this in-depth property data. I'm talking everything from ownership history to like tax assessments, even tenant information. It's all there. And Reonomy uses AI to make it like easily searchable
Yeah.
and digestible. No more digging through like mountains of paperwork.
So it's like having a super powered property research assistant.
Exactly.
Instead of spending like hours and hours tracking down all this information, you can just get what you need in seconds.
Precisely. And that speed translates to a competitive edge, right? While other people are still out there gathering information,
Mhm.
you're already strategizing your next move based on real-time insights.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm starting to see a theme here. AI really seems to excel at taking those tedious, time-consuming tasks and just like getting them off our plates entirely.
Yeah.
But is that all it is? Is it just about like saving time?
Well, it's definitely a huge benefit, I'd say. But it's not just about speed. Remember that Artificial Intelligence Learning Roadmap 2024 that we talked about?
Yeah.
It emphasizes that AI can help us move from simply collecting data to actually understanding it.
Okay, so it's not just about having the data, it's about what we do with it.
Exactly. AI can analyze these massive data sets, identify patterns that we might miss on our own, and even make predictions based on like historical trends.
So instead of just knowing that a property was sold last year, I can now use AI to understand why it sold, what factors influence the price, maybe even predict the future value of like similar properties.
Precisely. It's about moving from reactive to proactive decision making.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's where the real power of AI lies. But it can feel overwhelming at times. All these tools, all these possibilities. Don't try to learn everything at once.
Right.
Even with AI, baby steps.
Okay, baby steps, got it. No need to become an AI expert overnight. But how do I choose which tool to start with? It's like being a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great analogy, actually. And the good news is there's no right or wrong answer. The key is to start with a tool that aligns with your immediate needs and your interests, of course. If you're super intrigued by ChatGPT and its Canvas feature, then dive in and experiment with it. If Reonomy's data crunching power calls to you, go for it.
Okay, so instead of getting overwhelmed by all the options, I should just pick one that really speaks to me and start experimenting.
Exactly. Think about the tasks that you find yourself dreading. Maybe it's like writing property descriptions or analyzing market trends, maybe even just keeping up with industry news. There's likely an AI tool out there that can help you do it faster and better, hopefully with less stress.
Okay, yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. But let's be honest.
Right.
Even with like the most user-friendly tools, there's always going to be that initial learning curve.
Yeah,
Any tips for making that transition like a little bit smoother?
absolutely. And this might sound counterintuitive, but don't be afraid to ask those AI tools questions that you already know the answer to. It's a great way to get a feel for how they work and kind of build your confidence in their capabilities.
So it's like giving myself permission to kind of play around with the tools, test the waters, without the pressure of having to be an expert on day one.
Exactly. The more you experiment, the more comfortable you'll become. And who knows, you might even discover new ways to use these tools that you never even imagined.
That's what I like to hear. So it's about embracing that beginner's mindset, even as we're diving into this like really advanced technology. But speaking of embracing the future, there's still this part of me that wonders, what does all of this mean for the future of real estate? Like, are we all going to be replaced by AI robots?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it's the wrong question to be asking. Remember, AI is a tool. It's all about how we choose to use it.
Okay, I like that perspective. So instead of fearing like the robot takeover, how should we be thinking about the future of AI in real estate?
I think instead of asking, will AI replace us?
Hmm.
We should be asking, how can we leverage AI to enhance our skills and provide even better service to our clients?
So it's about focusing on the collaboration, the partnership between humans and AI.
Exactly. Think about what truly sets us apart as real estate professionals. It's our understanding of the local market, our ability to connect with clients on a personal level, our negotiation skills. These are all qualities that AI can enhance, but never replace.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. But it also highlights the importance of staying adaptable, right? Of continually learning and evolving as all this technology changes so rapidly.
Absolutely. And that's where that whole continuous learning idea comes back into play. The real estate landscape has always been about adapting to change, embracing new technologies, staying ahead of the curve. AI is just the latest chapter in that story.
This deep dive has given me so much to think about. We went from feeling totally overwhelmed to feeling like really energized. I feel like I'm walking away with a whole new perspective on AI in real estate. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up?
Just this, embrace the unknown. Don't be afraid to experiment with these tools and never stop learning. The future of real estate is being written right now, and those who are willing to embrace the power of AI will be the ones who shape it.
Powerful stuff. I love it. A huge thank you to you for guiding us through this fascinating new landscape. And to everyone listening, remember the future is full of possibilities. Now go out there and make some smart AI-powered deals.